Eurovision 2025. I got a new video. Alesia Michelle. Hey girl. I'm ready to go. How you feeling? Eurovision fan. Yeah. Are you ready for the show? It's 2025. We gotta keep it real. Let's go. Hello, and welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before and you love the Eurovision Song Contest, this is your opportunity to like this video and to subscribe. Hello and good morning. My name is Alesia Michelle, and if you are coming from Portugal, then you probably already know me because I love Portugal when it comes to the Eurovision Song Contest. And FDC, Festival da Canção, has been one of my, I would say, personal favorite national selections. I feel like it is the national selection that most mirrors the music that I like to listen to outside of Eurovision. I just feel like Portugal's really thoughtful in how they decide to put these different artists, bring some folks from different scenes together and sort of say, hey, we want to invite you to like make some music for this thing. And even though, yes, FDC is a Eurovision national selection, I do feel like it's one of those Eurovision national selections that isn't necessarily kind of putting the pressure of Eurovision on the artists participating. Does that make sense? I don't know. Does that make sense? So with this year's FDC lineup, I actually was in a real dilemma because normally when I listen to songs, I can sort of sit and say like, okay, this I really think is the best for Eurovision. This year I was having a real challenge. Like I was having a real challenge because I was kind of like, I think that there are multiple options and I could kind of make the case for a lot of songs. I'm gonna be real with you. This is not one of the songs I was gonna make a case for. This is not, but mind you, there were so many that I was like, oh, I could totally make a case for this. Okay, and this is live, and some of y'all have been here waiting. Oh my goodness, some of y'all have been here waiting for a while, trying to hop into this. So, Pamon Stay says there was better options to send. I agree. Portugal is not going to qualify. We're going that far. Okay, let's see. Bernadette says out of FDC songs, this one was one that never became a skip for me, but I was still shocked to see it win. Congrats, Napa. Okay, and then okay. Ines says, or Inesh maybe, says, y'all, I'm so sad. Ines, expanding, honestly, I'm Portuguese and I want Portugal to withdraw. Why would we send 500K in this participation if we will be bottom three in the semis? The juries are the ones that should pay for the participation. Ooh, oh my goodness. Oh, and then some other folks, okay, but Lorendi is saying, very rarely the song that goes to ESC is trending anywhere. Lorendi says, if this is viral as you type, then you should be happy. This is a good sign. Okay, I have heard this song before, but I have not watched the live performance of this. So I'm excited to get into this. Okay, folks are here. Y'all are ready. Jose says, I'm sorry, Alesia, Portugal. I don't know if Portugal messed up. I don't know if Portugal messed up, but I think we're gonna get into this. Okay, we're gonna get into this. And oops, someone. Okay. Deslocado was the most streamed and viral song. They deserved the win, despite we had other great songs too. Neil, I like that Portugal just does its own thing, but I rarely like what they choose. Okay. T the one says, this is the type of music I like, but I'm sure how it will do. Well, without further ado, let's get into this reaction. Okay. We're going to press play. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We start off, I feel like, very assured. And I should let you know, this song has not been a skip for me. It was not one of the songs I was necessarily like tracking for Eurovision, but it has not been a skip for me. So I am familiar with the song, but I am not familiar with how they have decided to bring it to life. It's me, so let's kick it off and talk about the styling. I actually like the way that they are styled here. It feels very singer-songwriter, but still intentional. I like the fact that it seems like there was someone with some type of forethought and said like, okay, if this is what you're wearing, we're gonna like sort of mirror, match it, all of that. So it feels intentional. It doesn't feel like just completely off the rack. So I actually like the way that this is styled. And some of you will go, oh, those are just his clothes. Well, they're nice clothes. Okay. It feels intentional. So let's kick off there. I mean, this is sounding just like the record. I mean, I really like this song. Like so this is hard, but I'm putting my Eurovision hat on. Like this is vibes. This is vibes. Yeah. See, I'm feeling this. Yeah, like I really do like this. So, but you know what's interesting? It does. Don't these LEDs that we're looking at? See, look. Don't these LEDs remind you a little bit of Love Is on My Side when they were at Eurovision though? Look, because it's like people walking kind of. It's like the same LED designer. I mean, this is vibey, good music. I will actually say though, I don't know if other people have kind of picked up on this and maybe like I don't know, reminded people of this fact. So, Portugal is in the first half of the first semifinal. Guess who else is at the first half of the first semifinal, giving us something that feels a little bit like throwbacky vibes and music? Ukraine. Ukraine. I don't know if anyone has pointed this out yet, but this song is, I mean, like Ukraine's song, I think is still a little bit more booming. Oof, this is tricky. This is tricky. But I'm not saying that they're the exact same genre, but but Ukraine is also serving something that I would say is not something that is like bubble fodder, if that makes any sense. Okay. Mm. I mean, I like this. And if we're making like Ukraine and Italy comparisons, with this song, this is a little bit more modern, I think, than both of those. Like it is. It's a little bit more current, a little bit more fresh than both of those. But those are also, I think, well, Ukraine is definitely being intentionally throwback with it. Yeah. Dino says this is also completing against Slovenia. It absolutely is not, actually. Yeah. Hmm. I mean, I like this song. That's the hard part. It's never been a skip for me. mm, I mean, this sounds good. This is good music. This is not a joke. Hmm. Oh, I really do like this song. This is welcome on the Eurovision playlist, to be honest, as a whole. Okay, y'all. Oh, let me kick it off with y'all. Okay, Jose, the only shot we have is because Portugal has a lot of friends in the semi. Walter, Portuguese here. The only thing that pulls down this song is other people don't understand Portuguese. Hot K-pop tea. I love this song, but in terms of results at Eurovision, they fumbled the bag. They fumbled too bag. Oh, well, I think fumbled the bag too hard, maybe. Um, Lisse, I fell in love with the warm vibe. Here's the thing, y'all. I don't know if this is going to qualify. I don't know if this is going to qualify. I really like this song. I think this year on the playlist, This is like gonna stand out so much in a good way. I think the production on it is solid. There's nothing that needs to be um invested in or tweaked here. I do think although it is a little bit throwbackish, it feels fresh still. It feels influenced by like bands of the past, but like it is still putting like a fresh modern take. Like this doesn't feel dated at all to me. Is it quiet? Yes, but I've talked about this before that sometimes a song that's like so quiet, it's loud because everything else is sounding sort of the same. The challenge with this one is I don't know that, because here's the thing, I also would put this in the same category if we're talking direct competition, although not in this semifinal. Lithuania is another song that I think is giving us quality. Lithuania is in semifinal two. I think Lithuania does have a shot at qualifying. The only challenge I feel with this when it comes to qualification, from my perspective, is the Ukraine of it all. So, like, first of all, in the first semifinal, we've got a lot of fun happening. Okay, Sweden is sending fun. They're going to make it through. Iceland is sending fun. They're probably not going to make it through. Estonia is sending fun, but they're going to make it through. Poland is booming. It's, I mean, it is a force. Justina is like going for it. Poland is probably going to make it through. We've also got the Netherlands to contend with in this. And I'm not saying that this is like a direct comparison, but I am saying if we want to put some demographics together and kind of make comparisons based off of what we think is going to make it. So, like, Sweden is qualifying, Ukraine is going to qualify. Ukraine is the biggest threat to Portugal right now. Point blank, period, end of story. It's a band vibe, but it's a little bit more booming. It's also got a throwback feel. To me, Ukraine is the thing that people then pick up feel fervent enough to pick up the phone for and pay money to pick up the phone for and vote. And that is the thing that I think is going to potentially throw a wrench in what Portugal is trying to do this year. So Dan says Portugal will be before Slovenia in the running order because Slovenia's lyrics are dark. Okay, but Slovenia's lyrics are in English, and there are people who have heard that song and have started crying. A lot of people just saying Slovenia is completely DOA. I don't know if it's completely DOA. Am I tracking Slovenia to qualify? Not right now. I'm not tracking for them to qualify right now. But do I think that Slovenia has more of a chance than Portugal right now? It is possible. It is possible. The wine moms and the people who are emotional. Eurovision is a space like heartstrings are a real thing for people to connect with. So there's that. Georgios, this ain't qualifying in semifinal one. Ukraine is beyond outshining this. Martim says, I can see the locals resonating with it. I think locals would resonate with this if they didn't have Slovenia to resonate with, if they didn't have the Netherlands to resonate with. We don't know what Cyprus is doing yet. I am holding out a little bit for Cyprus. We'll see. But I think this could be tricky. Schnitzels, I'm afraid this is going to be put second in the running order. Here's the thing. Do y'all think Sweden is kicking off the show this year now? At one point we were saying possibly Poland, but we didn't know what Sweden was going to do. I think Sweden's kicking off at this point. It's like, let's go to Sweden, our host from last year, and they're taking us to the sauna. And then we kick off. It's fun. We're having a great time with Sweden. So just saying that. Larindi says, remember that younger folks rarely vote. I know that this song is trending on TikTok in Portugal, which is something. Rod says Portugal is not qualifying this year, and like you said, Ukraine, which is their direct competition, is making it through. Here's the thing. This is a song that, again, I would really love to see in the final. I just think it's such a quality song, and we do have some songs this year that I'll just say right now, when you're listening to the playlist, it's like, okay, this sounds like a demo. It's sounding a little demo-ish. We need to get back in the studio and make it sound like a track that can be, exported across the world. Carlos, all of the few ballads we'll be having this year will have the opportunity to shine given the fun almost all entries give. Um, okay, okay, um, okay. Um, okay. Um, Thin Sajay, okay. Um, it's gonna pull a Sudden Lights IO, which makes me sad. Okay. Brian, I think the qualification will depend on Eurovision vibes on that night. Are people looking for a dance song or are they invested in a more intricate song? I think we already know what the vibes of Europe are giving when we look at, I mean, because especially this year we had so many national selections that give us a little window into the vibe of Europe, even across, especially because we had some countries who have never done that, well, not never, but or have not in a long time done national selections, opted to do so now. So I think, yeah. Dino, people rule out Slovenia like they did with Dons, and I think that's a mistake. I don't actually think people were fully ruling out Dons. I think Dons had all the momentum, and then after we got the songs and we were like, ooh, the semi actually is seeming a little bit more competitive than we thought, and people were just like, oh, will what Latvia is doing be enough? And I think people didn't love the styling and sort of staging concept that they had at Supernova. But then when we got to the Eurovision stage, it was like, oh, actually, this isn't too bad. And I liked the styling. I liked what Don's was wearing. But we thought maybe it won't be enough. And I think we actually thought, oh, Czechia has improved so much. I think Czechia is making it in. And then perhaps they take their slot. But ultimately, Don's had the momentum. Don's had the momentum. So I would say Slovenia is not working with a lot of momentum right now. Right now. Um, Pig. Personally, I like this song much more than Ukraine's entry. I don't think this will make it to the finals, though, because of the competition. DJ Sherbert, locals are going to be vibing with Albania too. Oh, I have Albania qualifying. I have Albania qualifying without question. Neil, I don't know. It just isn't as impactful in a competitive environment. Andreas, without juries, the chances of qualification are very low. Um, yeah, oof. Some people are saying please withdraw. I'm seeing a couple of comments here in the chat talking about like Portugal withdrawing. Is that even on the table? I think Portugal is going to qualify. Well, not qualify, sorry, compete. Um, yeah, compete. So, this is Fernando, Josh, even Peculiar, I would have been into because Peculiar, I think, would have qualified. I think Peculiar would have qualified. Um, ooh, ah, um, Carla, there will be no revamp. They even said that they have no plan for the Basel stage. We are doomed and we might as well accept it. Shame on the juries, and RTP needs to get rid of the regional juries. Oh, okay, that took that went real dark. Dan, voting segment was odd. Okay. Vaco, Iceland made it in 2022. Meanwhile, Monica Lu was their direct competition. Will it be the same Portugal this year? Okay, let me just, oh, hold on. Schnitzel says, I see a lot of Black Mamba comparison, but the semi environment was different, and Black Mama scored very well with the juries within their national final. We are in the televote only era. Um, Y'all. Okay, hold on. DJ Sherbert, guys, calm your farm. The sun will rise. It's fine that your favorite didn't win. Here's the thing. Oh wait, hold on. Uh Edvinas, Portuguese fans are something else. Why didn't y'all vote for Josh then if you are so upset with the result? I guess people were thinking the juries would go a different direction. Here's where I'm sitting right now, and we can begin our close. Here's where I'm sitting right now. First semifinal, who's making it? Okay, so we know Sweden's gonna make it. Ukraine is gonna make it. Let's say Estonia makes it, and let's say Poland is making it. So we got four. Okay. I think the Netherlands still has a chance to make it. Okay, can I bring up another hand here? Okay. Let's say, oh, so I did the Netherlands. Albania's making it. Uh, let's say Belgium's making it. Let's go on and give Cyprus the benefit of the doubt and say that they're making it. And then we get Norway. And then who did I leave out strategically that I was like, oh, I could come back to? Um, so, uh, yeah, uh, well, we got this. Someone's saying Belgium is not making it, but looking at the list, hold on. But looking at the list, there's still space. Antonio says I need to see Azerbaijan live before I make a judgment. Here's the thing: Azerbaijan, based off a studio cut, I think actually could make it based off a studio cut. And we know Azerbaijan tends to stage thoughtfully, but last year, I think people didn't get it with the staging. So let's say, oh, and Norway. I think that was what I was saying. So Sweden, Ukraine, let's say Estonia, Poland, the Netherlands, Albania, Cyprus, Norway. Did I say Belgium? Let's say Belgium and even San Marino. Let's see if the San Marino turns it around. Like I can do a lot of different um I can do a lot of different comparisons. Someone said Serbia, what about them? What do you mean? We're talking about semifinal 1. Serbia's in semifinal 2. Okay. Um Rod, not y'all thinking Belgium won't qualify with such an excellent song and performance. Here's the thing, yeah, like typically where Belgium falters, again, is the staging. And we got staging with Red Sebastian. So I think, and it's coming second half, first semifinal. I think there's a slot for Belgium. I really, really do. Like easily. So, so yeah, I am, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. There's lots of different configurations here and lots of configurations where, and again, even people were saying like, we tend to get more from the second half than we do the first half. Portugal's coming in the first half. I think running order is a big thing at play here. I could easily see them putting them in the second position with Portugal. I could, but I could also see a Sweden Ukraine stack, and we just come in really booming. I could also see Iceland coming second too. It's like let's just keep the fun going, but we can mute out what Iceland's doing because what Sweden's doing is setting it. Um, Hepelos, some obvious fan phase may not qualify. Here's the thing. I actually think we haven't been getting as many surprises in the semifinals as we have actually when we have the juries. I think with the televote only semis, it's actually been less shocking than it has. Uh, Marquise, Croatia will surprise you all. Um, Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Kaelon, there are no certain qualifiers this year. There absolutely are. There absolutely are. Okay. Um, SC98, everyone I showed the first semifinal songs, we have now have Norway as their favorite. I'm going to tell you, every casual person that I've shared it with, Norway is like not even a blip. Like I've had to go back to it and they're like, oh, yeah. I also think that Norway is not served with the Netherlands in the mix. And I think Norway should be I mean, honestly, Norway should be concerned um, due to the Cyprus of it all potentially. Potentially, I don't know. We have to see it. So I think that um, Tavera Tavera says RTP needs to create a great staging, though. I think that they will. I think that they will. And Schnitzel says casuals I showed the song to, like Germ, so I'm optimistic. Sean, Norway said they're going to keep the armor styling. I think they're going to copy and paste and just do what they're doing. Um, um, Here we go. Nikolai, the Netherlands is going to come like max 8th in the semi. Who cares? All they need to do is qualify. And then when they get down to it, I think they're going to be top 4 with the jury. ESC Lux, there are more guaranteed qualifiers than non-qualifiers, particularly in the first semifinal. I think semifinal 2, we might have more potpourri, but I can also I actually feel more solid on semifinal two predicting that. We'll do that. Carla, the semi is a sausage fest. Ondi, there's a small chance for Portugal or Serbia or maybe Slovenia because of the Latvia effect last year. Um, Not Serbia, not Serbia, not in semifinal two. Okay, look, Portugal, I don't think that this is fully dire, but I think the odds are so leaning towards this is likely not going to qualify. I think even if this were to qualify, do I think that like Portugal typically gets like some jury shine? Do I think that this is one that's going to pull the juries away? I don't think in large part. I don't think this is like a motto kind of situation where it's like, you're pretty much like solidly in the middle of like a whole bunch of folks' juries, and then you're able to like, kind of finish top 10 in a sense. Like, I don't get that sense this year. I do think the vibe of Europe actually seems to be fun. I think fun and booming this year seemed to be the vibe if we're taking a pulse check of what's really won a lot of the national selections this year. Ultimately, I still love this song. I think that this is a welcome addition to the Eurovision 2025 playlist. So I'm grateful for that. I do think that this could have an opportunity to collect some fans a la Sudden Lights. So I think that there will be some people outside of Portugal who will discover this song and really love it. But do I think en masse this is enough momentum to propel Portugal to a qualification or a top 10 finish? Realistically, I don't think it's happening this year. Well, that was my reaction.